This past summer has been a hot one between the school board and the CTD, the Classroom Teachers of Dallas. Two issues, pay raises and the dues checkoff option, have been at the heart of the matter. CTD has lost both contests. But anything has been able to spark a controversy. Operation Involvement, for instance. Operation Involvement is one of Superintendent Nolan Estes' pet projects. It was designed to draw teachers into the early planning stages for various educational programs throughout the system. Get the teachers involved. It hasn't been a total success, at least as far as CTD is concerned.
We see the entire Operation Involvement program as an attempt to undercut the Classroom Teachers of Dallas in its proper role of representing teachers to the administration and to the school board.
Are you telling me that CTD is asking this board to fund all of the programs that are included in this budget that were developed through Operation Involvement, that were attributed to the priorities that were established in Operation Involvement?
This wasn't the question you asked me.
Now, I'm asking you, is that what you're asking us to do, to fund those programs, those priorities?
No, you asked a question if we'd had time to study them, and we haven't. For this particular angle.
The teachers that are involved are brought in unprepared for the meetings, and then they're asked to approve something, in one meeting. Out of these various Operation Involvement meetings, then priorities are developed. And we found this summer that this was used against the negotiating position of the Classroom Teachers of Dallas.
Well, then has the administration sort of encouraged that misunderstanding on the part of the school board?
No, I'm not aware of any particular misunderstanding. We might have misinterpretation.
A more serious bone of contention was the elimination of the dues checkoff option. Board members emphasized the fact that the option was always a gift, a privilege.
Mr. Cook, in all of his presentations before the board and on the day that we voted to do away with it, mentioned time and time again that this was a privilege that had been granted to their group by the board. And he even mentioned that, if the board decided to take it away, he felt like they could.
This right to payroll deduction was granted through professional consultation with the Classroom Teachers of Dallas 2 years ago. And then suddenly, by unilateral action, it's eliminated. And I don't know how else to take it but to take it as an attack on the organization, on the principle of shared decision-making, and on the principle of professional consultation with employee organizations.
And I think that this board has always looked to encourage professional organizations, and I don't consider this to be a slap or trying to develop an adversary position with them.
We must pass, either at the state level or the national level, a professional negotiations or collective bargaining law for school teachers and other public employees to establish negotiations so that school boards will have to sit down with representatives of teacher associations and work out mutually acceptable agreements.
Texas now ranks 35th out of 50 in the salary paid as teachers. And if they are proud of this fact, are they going to continue, that is again, these few that are on the board that evidently are very adamant toward increases in salaries for teachers, are they bound and determined to drop us even further down the list? It appears that some are.
We talk at all of our workshops and staff development of creating a positive self-concept on the part of children and how they cannot function in the classroom unless they feel they are somebody. Well, I ask you to look at our professional staff, and if they feel they are somebody, it makes me wonder sometimes. They come to work and feel that oftentimes their complaints and concerns are not heard, and then they're asked to go another year without even a cost of living raise. It seems to me that unless we have teachers that have positive self-concepts, they can't impart these to the children.
The Dallas School Board seems to be opposed to any type of strong employee organization, and they do not want to have to deal with employee organizations.
Finally, since there has been no negotiations with representatives of the Classroom Teachers of Dallas concerning these priority recommendations, the CTD has no alternative but to call for third-party mediation of the impasse that exists.
We do not endorse the concept of negotiation per se in this state with regard to dealing with employees of a school district. We have consultation. To me, negotiation smacks of collective bargaining, and when you have binding arbitration as well, that is something that is simply not in the picture in trying to arrive at a decision with employees in the public sector within the state of Texas.
Has your 6,100 members heard your last remark or your threat or whatever it might be, and does this type of negotiations that you're presenting to us meet with their approval?
I believe it was meeting before last that Mr. Ray informed Mr. Cook that we could not negotiate. The board was not the negotiating power. And so, where do we go?